I'm going to create a unconventional centerpiece here, and you can see that I have this material. It's chicken wire. It's a 1/2 inch hold chicken wire. It can also be called sparrow netting. And it came in a big roll. And because I live in a city, it was a little hard to find, but you should be able to find it at most hardware stores outside of the city. But you can also order it online, and it came really quick the next day. So what I'm doing here is I cut off a piece from my roll, and I have a birch bark disc of wood. So what I'm going to do is use this as my base. So the first step in creating the centerpiece is kind of measuring around roughly your base so that you get this circle at the bottom to fit nicely on there. With my fingers, I'm just holding it together to keep it in this circle shape. And then I'm just going to run my finger up to my top here so I know where I need to cut it, and then trim off this excess. And to trim it off, I'm using a wire snipper. So you just snip straight down till you meet the other end. And you want to be careful when you're working with chicken wire because you have these sharp pieces of wire on the end. So you could protect your hands by wearing garden gloves if you'd like. So you can see here, now we have 2 straight ends. And what I'm going to do to connect them is take one end, inserting the end pieces of your chicken wire, just weave it through the other side. And with a regular plier here, I'm just going to take any end wires I see from the one that I just put underneath this side and wrapping it around the other side's little hexagon shape. And what you can do is just kind of grab it. I'm using my pliers almost as a hand, grabbing it and twisting it over, and then using the plier to squeeze it, to crimp it. There. So you're basically twisting wires on 2 sides. So one there and one there. And you can crimp them down like this so that you don't have those exposed edges, so it's nice and smooth. And you're just going to go down, all the way down till you get to the bottom, and it's really tightly secure. And you can see that there's a piece of wire here on the bottom. On the roll of chicken wire that I have, there's a piece of wire on both ends of it. So you always want to remember that to keep this piece of wire as the base of your cylinder. So what I'm going to do with that last piece of wire is just wrap them around each other. Use my pliers to twist them. They're twisted together. It's pretty tight there. And now I have this tube shape of chicken wire. And what I'm going to do is create a cloche, which is a kind of bell jar shape, a rounded cylinder shape. So to do that, what I'm going to do is kind of fold in the top area here, working around. Like this, just kind of folding and pinching it together. And it's good to put maybe your arm inside so that you have one on the inside, one on the outside. So you can use your hand to kind of create that dome shape, kind of molding it by using a fist. Keep molding it until you have them all touching here in the center. And you just keep on remolding it, and then it might help to stand it up again. Make sure I have enough there on the top. I'm just gonna connect some of these wires on the top like I did going up that side. So any loose ends you see, you can just fold over and connect them to another piece of wire. And just doing this to a few of them should really hold it. So I have one in the inside, you can go in and even do it this way. So it's kind of, there's no real method to doing this because it's all going to be gathered differently depending on how you fold it and shape it. But the top part winds up just looking like a dome, and you don't need to worry about all these wires everywhere. So it's pretty together. And now as one last shaping, I'm just going to go around the top, pull it up a bit, make sure I have no weird bumps in my chicken wire, like that. It's coming together pretty well. Fits nicely on the base. Now I'm going to show you how to do a custom pot to put under your cloches. The first thing I'm going to do is, you see here, I have a little herb plant, came in this plastic pot, and they're always pretty easy to remove from the pot. I just had one of my kitchen bowls set aside so I can just hold that in there because I'm going to work on the pot. So for customizing, I've chosen a jute rope. It's kind of a rustic, rough feeling rope. And all I'm going to do is glue it around the pot. So I have my hot glue gun. I'm going to start at the bottom of the pot. So I like to just do a little bit, tack that on so that I get it situated, positioned in my hands so that it's easy to keep going around here. So that's tacked. And all I'm going to do here is do a strip, set that down, strip of glue, set it down, strip of glue, set it down. So this is taking a inexpensive plastic pot and really making it special with the rope. You just can keep going around. Goes pretty quickly once you get into a groove of doing it. Adheres nicely. And keep your glue sticks close by so that you have them if you run out of glue. If I had 3 hands, this would be a lot easier. And I'm holding it with, my hand is in the pot, and I'm just holding what I just glued down with my thumb and moving along. Just keep rotating. So you see that it'll just keep going round and round and round and round and round and round. And what you will end up with is something that looks like this. You can reinsert your plant. With a completed pot and a completed dome, you can create a very cool rustic centerpiece. Make these in a variety of sizes. You can stagger them down your table in the center of your table, and it'll look really neat.